Well, good morning, Floorball fans of the NFL, and welcome to our last day of play in our second week of play here in the 2024 NFL season. Live from F&M Bank Arena in Clarksville, Tennessee, the Seattle Sockeyes about to take on the Fort Worth Jaguars. This matchup going to be an interesting one. It's got a lot of playoff implications for the Fort Worth Jaguars, who are coming into this match on a hot streak. Fort Worth, a team that's looking to break back in to the playoff standings heading into this match. They're currently in fourth place. They have an opportunity to propel themselves ahead as the Minnesota Growlers get set for a tough matchup later today against Aviators Floorball of Ohio. The Seattle Sockeyes coming into today's match still hungry for their first win. Coming in 0-6 against the Jaguars. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of heart they play with. They're a team that's battled with a lot of depth issues, not just in the size of their roster, but also losing several players, including reserve goalkeeper Dom Sataragani, who had to go on to injured reserve with COVID just a few days ago. Jonathan Mueller as well was a player who came out and had an injury, and that led his coach, Tuomas Korhonen, who will be wearing number 10 today, to put himself on the roster and put himself on the court as they're short, especially defenders. Fort Worth, a team who has a sizable set of reserves. That's certainly going to give them an edge when it comes to the stamina battle today here against the Sockeyes. Close side, Axel Salonen goes far to Bjerkefeld. Bjerkefeld, center lane, looking for Klazuski across the crease, but it's taken by number 55, Alexander Spinord. The Fort Worth Jaguars had two statement victories in the last 3 days. The first, a 10-3 win against the Minnesota Growlers. The Fort Worth Jaguars demonstrating why they are a team who is playoff prepared. And of course, yesterday in the rematch of the battle for Texas against the then leading Texas 39ers from the playoff rankings, the Fort Worth Jaguars were able to pull off the upset 6-5 and stave off a 39ers comeback. So they're carrying a lot of momentum into this match. What we've seen from them especially is their ability to increase their time of possession compared to what their offense was able to do earlier this season, as well as their passing chemistry across the lines, between the lines. This team has come together. They brought in a lot of new talent in the offseason, a lot of the Finnish members from last season's Fort Worth Jaguars not returning. And so it's been interesting to see how these players brought from diverse backgrounds have been able to come together and really create a cohesive Jaguar squad. Close side, it's Antonin Sines. We go to Mula behind the Jaguars' goal, facing the double-team pressure there from Chernistam. He'll come back down. Mueller to Korhonen. Far side, it's Patrick Mula. Off the backboards, he'll find Taka. Capo Taka, pausing around the crease. He'll come to Klazuski. Pass behind himself, Heikkilä on the press there for the Jaguars defense. Bjerkefeld back out to Capo Taka. Looking to send the ball deep, but it's chipped by Heikkilä. Taka still able to come away with it far side. Stoltz cross court to Salonen, over to Klazuski on the outside of the net. Hampus Badin able to fall on it. He'll pass it to Chernistam. Lundblad, the pass in center to Janols. Backing off to the far wing, he'll go cross court to Spinord. Spinord from deep, shot sails wide right around Ben Kitty. Off the backboards, Rupa Heikkilä. Still able to maintain possession here for the Jaguars squad. He'll go to Spinord, behind the goal line. On for the perimeter to Lundblad, back to Spinord. Bjerkefeld on pursuit there. Back to Lundblad. Van Patten cycling to the wing. Janols in center, down to Van Patten. Shot wide right. Heikkilä there to recover. Back to Van Patten inside the crease. Another swing and a miss. And it's going to be a Seattle Sockeyes ball to inbound. Now Tuomas Korhonen, coach of this Sockeyes squad, in yet another match here for his team as they battle depth issues. Korhonen coming around center lane, will pass back down to Jonathan Mueller. Korhonen, close side. Facing pressure there from Philip Borglund. He'll have to use the goal to try and get the angle. A spin around. Mulla coming up for support. He'll take it in the center lane. Far side, Pierce. Shot wide, out of bounds. It'll be a hit in here for the Fort Worth Jaguars. Alexander Spinord goes with the pass to Alexander Janols. Back down to Spinord. Salonen starting to creep up there for the Sockeyes defense. Cross-court pass looking for Van Patten, sailing wide. Kapotaka chips it away. He was looking for a call there. Klazewski ball goes off Spinord. Van Patten losing control of the ball from behind. Klazewski able to get it away. Bjerkefeld looking to get it around Heikkila. He'll be able to now, turning on the afterburners in the center lane. Bjerkefeld far side. Stoltz shot wide left off the backboards. Spinord pausing to reset here. He goes to Janols. Creeping up at half court, will pass to Spinord. Close wing. Far side, Lundblad to Janols at the point. Janols with a shot attempt from deep, saved by Ben Kitty and chipped out of bounds by Rupa Heikkila. Kapotaka coming off the court here for his squad. It's Tuomas Korhonen and Jonathan Mueller will get set on the hit end. Heikkila wasting no time pressuring Korhonen. Korhonen down to Mueller. Off the boards will find Mueller. Janols playing tight man defense there. Mueller trying to get a pass off. It's chipped away by Janols in center court. Van Patten shot deflected by Korhonen. Battle on the backboards there. Free hit's going to be awarded to the Fort Worth Jaguars. Just over 5 minutes have passed here in the first period. The Sockeyes still yet to get a shot on goal. Heikkila puts one away early for the Fort Worth Jaguars. One. Stoltz trying to drive in Fort Worth territory there off the face-off, unable to. Leander Stussy now with the ball for the Jaguars squad. Far side, Samuels and Schernestam. Stussy again far side to Forneheim. Forneheim coming now into the center, the pass back behind himself. Stussy, Borglund, back to Stussy. Salonen now creeping closer to behind him, forcing the quick pass. Now it's up for grabs on the boards. Ball gets out to Arvid Samuels. He'll go off the close wing to Philip Borglund, back out to Leander Stussy. This is exactly what we saw the Fort Worth offense doing well against the 39ers yesterday, establishing their passing system. But now it's a steal there, and Salonen on the counterattack. Borglund coming from behind, forcing a loss of control, but it's chipped by Klazewski. Salonen driving again towards the crease. Having to go back to the boards, will get it to Klazewski. The steal by Borglund as he was looking for Kapotaka. Advantage granted there to the Fort Worth squad. Leander Stussy passes it off to Lundblad as he comes off the court, and Fort Worth makes substitutions. Spinord will go across court. Lundblad over to Janols. Back to Lundblad with some space in center lane. Trying to find Spinord on the wing with the ball sailing wide. It'll go to number 13, captain of this Sockeyes squad, Kapotaka. Far side, Patrick Mula to Sinez. Facing pressure from the larger Janols, but the ball gets to Pierce. Deflected off the body of Lundblad on the shot attempt. He's still in the running for possession on the boards. He'll get it out to Mueller. Mueller facing the press there from Rupa Heikkila. Getting upset at his teammate Landon Van Patten for not also pursuing the press. Pierce losing control, goes back to Mua. Tim Stoltz coming in now for the Seattle Sockeyes squad. They'll bring the rest of the line off as well. One thing to watch for from the Seattle Sockeyes is as the game progresses, even going into the second period, they shorten their substitutions, often only doing forward substitutions or player for player, as they don't have the depth more than 2 exact lines, and even then a lot of their players such as Kaapo Taka and Arnold Bjerkefeld especially having to stay on. Salonen looking for Kliszewski with the ball sailing wild. Voorneheim driving down close wing. Shot goes out of bounds off the body of Arnold Bjerkefeld. Arvid Samuels set to take the hit in here for the Fort Worth Jaguars. Borglund, shot off the hit, goes off the body there of Bjerkefeld. Bjerkefeld chipping and kicking, keeping it in the center. He'll get it to Tim Stoltz. Stoltz spinning around, push to the boards, looking for a man to pass to. He'll find Kliszewski with some space on the wing. Kliszewski now at the goal line, needing support. Leander Stussy pursuing heavily. Off the boards will find Kaapo Taka. Taka pausing at half court. He'll go far side. Bjerkefeld back to Taka. Taka slowly but surely backing off there. Now Voorneheim releasing for the press, opening up the passing lane to Bjerkefeld. Bjerkefeld with the ball for the Sockeyes in Fort Worth territory. Stopped up by Arvid Samuels, but he's able to spin around. Taka's shot goes off the foot there of Leander Stussy. Another attempt by Kliszewski. Deflected. Borglund to Voorneheim. Saved by Ben Kitty and shipped away by Arnold Bjerkefeld. Great defensive teamwork inside the crease there for the Seattle Sockeyes. Cernestam, far side. He'll find Voorneheim. Shot by Samuels, saved again by Ben Kitty. Leander Stussy looking for Cernestam. They'll come off the court as a new line coming in here for the Fort Worth Jaguars. Not a full substitution yet, however. Voorneheim to Spinoor, far side to Lundblad. Back to Spinoor, Rupe Heikkila. Back on the court, will take the ball on the close wing. Looking for the sweep shot, stolen by Tuomas Korhonen. Mulla, he's got Sinez on the wing, but it's chipped away by Lundblad. He's able to push Landon Van Patten back. Seattle going to maintain possession here. It'll go to Mulla, far side. Shot attempt saved by Hampus Badin. He'll roll it far side to Alexander Janols. Less than 10 minutes remaining here in the first period. Shot attempt by Heikkila off the top board. It's going to be a Sockeyes hit-in. Taka and Bjerkefeld taking it here. Heikkila and Van Patten, the up man here for the Fort Worth defense. Kliszewski, close wing. Taka off the boards to Kliszewski. Cross court, Bjerkefeld with space. Looking to Axel Salonen, the machine. Puts it away and equalizes for the Seattle Sockeyes. A beautiful look there indeed. Axel Salonen with the high IQ play. It happened in an instant. Kaapo Taka inbounding to Kliszewski, cross court. Bjerkefeld with the room. Instead of trying to take the shot himself, he saw Salonen creeping on the close wing behind the goal. And off of that beautiful play, the machine puts the Sockeyes on the board. Your score with 9:32 remaining in the first period. It's Seattle Sockeyes 1, Fort Worth Jaguars 1. Jonathan Mueller off the boards to Mulla. Mulla, the spin around. Looking for a man to get it to. Evan Pierce will have to come in from the wing, but he's still unable to field it for possession. Voorneheim shot goes off the body of Korhonen. Tuomas Korhonen going all the way, not just off the court boards, but to the arena boards. Dedication there, able to get the ball to his man, Jonathan Mueller. He'll pass behind himself to Korhonen. Patrick Mulla Driving in, the pass to Pierce. Another goal for the Seattle Sockeyes. This time, Evan Pierce. Looking Hampus Bedeen straight down the line. Able to give the Sockeyes their first lead of the match. Ordinance pass went off the far wing. Pierce was spying in the center there. He didn't hesitate. When he saw the look, he took it. And after that Evan Pierce goal with 8 minutes, 55 seconds remaining in the first period, your score now, Seattle Sockeyes 2, Fort Worth Jaguars 1. Free hit here for the Seattle Sockeyes. They seem to be gaining a lot of traction against a Fort Worth Jaguars team. Of course, both teams coming into their fourth straight day of play here during the second weekend of play in the 2024 NAFL season. That's got to have an effect here, but for Seattle, you would expect to see it from them more than the Fort Worth Jaguars, given the lack of depth they have on their roster. Salonen to Bjerkefeld. Close wing, Kapotaka. Back out to Bjerkefeld. 8.5 minutes remaining in the first period. Taka backing off now. He's got Kluszewski close wing for support. Deep pass looking for Stoltz. Unable to get the shot attempt off the ball. Bouncing just a little too high, but it was a phenomenal play idea. Kluszewski still with the ball here for the Sockeyes. Stoltz looking across for Taka. Stolen by Van Patten. Far side, Rupa Heikkila. He'll find Jenols. The pass back to Spinoord. Seattle needing to reset here and tighten up their defense. Kluszewski taking man in the center there against Van Patten. Lundblad backing off. He'll come down to Spinoord. Close wing. Alexander Spinoord. Far side, Rupa Heikkila. Chipped up and out of bounds by Tim Stoltz. It'll be a Jaguars hit in. Shot attempt from deep off the hit by Spinoord. Staying in bounds after it went off the hand of Ben Kitty. Kapotaka. A spin to create some space there against Rupa Heikkila. Harold Bjerkefeld. He'll look deep to Mulla. His shot deflected off the body of Lundblad. Pierce going to the boards there. That'll draw a free hit call. Pierce goes to Sinez. The spin to create some space against Jernistan. Chipped away there by Jenols. Mulla now with the ball. It's saved by Hampus Bedeen. We'll go far side. Heikkila. And number 51, Rupa Heikkila. Such a player to watch here for this Fort Worth squad because he's such an all-rounder. He's got speed, he's got stamina, he's got aggression, and he's got a sniper for an arm. A young Finnish player. He's come out and played more shifts certainly than a lot of his teammates. He often doesn't want to come off the court, and yet you never see him getting tired. It's like he's got infinite energy whenever he's on the court. He can be a big difference maker whenever he's aggressive on the press, creating errors that allow the Fort Worth Jaguars offensive opportunities, as well as always being poised on the counterattack. But it's Arvid Fornaheim on the far side, able to equalize now for the Jaguars. Fort Worth Jaguars 2. Jenols driving off the faceoff. Heikkila cross to Spinoord. High out of bounds. It'll be a Sockeyes ball. This is getting set to be a tightly contested matchup, Floorball fans. Bjerkefeld goes to Taka, down to Kluszewski. The Sockeyes, of course, eager to come away with their first win as a franchise in the NAFL. And yet, despite their 0-6 record, they're a team that has perhaps some of the best team culture and energy in the league. Whenever we saw them during warm-ups this morning, it was all smile and laughters between the members of the Sockeyes squad. A lot of that coming from the hands of their captain, Kapotaka, who leads not just on the court but off as well. A renowned funny man himself. He knows how to keep his team motivated and energized. We've seen him many times, even facing heavy deficits, running to his bench and saying, "Smile, boys, smile." Certainly a positive trait in a leader. It's why Kapotaka, one of the best captains we have in the league. High stick means it's going to be a Seattle Sockeyes ball. Kapotaka slowly backing off. Heikkilä coming to pursue. Off the boards will find Axel Salonen. Shipped away there by Lundblad, but he'll draw the foul. Another Sockeyes free hit. 5.5 minutes remaining in the first period. Back to Kluszewski. The spin creating space against Lundblad, but it also gives space for Spinord. Janels far side to Heikkilä. Cross court. Van Patten back to Spinord at the half. Shot from deep, deflected off the body of Kapotaka. Salonen gets it to Stoltz, down to Bjerkefeld. A tie ball game here still between Seattle and Fort Worth. Kapotaka deep pass to Stoltz. Over to Salonen. He has no one for support. That pass deflected there by Rupa Heikkilä. Able to get around Axel Salonen. Advantage granted there in his own territory. He'll try and take advantage there of the Seattle substitutions and drive down. He gets it to Schernestam, working with Lander Stussy in the backcourt. Philip Borglund on the court there. They were looking for the pass to him off the substitutions, but it was chipped away by Evan Pierce. But Stoltz losing control. Arvid Samuels the pass to Philip Borglund. Back across. Forneheim on the wing. They'll go to Lander Stussy. Down to Borglund, close wing. Schernestam to Stussy. Fort Worth getting a little bit antsier with the ball here, speeding up the perimeter passing. Cross court finds Forneheim. Back out to Lander Stussy. Seattle compressing their defense here. Not coming out too far on the perimeter so as to overextend themselves. That ball chipped away from the crease there by Bjerkefeld. Far side, Arvid Samuels off the boards. It'll sail wide. Lander Stussy to recover. Seattle not pursuing. That's one of the key things to look for from the Seattle team when we've talked to them about what is your main strategy discussion based around. They say it's stamina. They designed their offense and defense both such that they don't have to run much at all. They even try to position themselves for counterattacks so that they're not having to release their whole squad and wear them out early. Sinez now in Fort Worth territory. It'll get to Evan Pierce in the far corner. Pierce trying to break it out, but only break it out to the Jaguars. Arvid Samuels to Forneheim, driving down, saved by Ben Kitty. The goalkeeper area call. Referee Vince Faso there officiating. Also officiating this match is Thomas Anderson, world-class referee. This will be his last NAFL match this season, as he's joined us for the first 2 weeks of the NAFL this year. He'll, of course, be back next year to bring world-class officiating to North American Floorball League games. We appreciate all he's done for the league ever since our first year. Kapotaka, far side, Bjerkefeld. Driving down on the wing, he'll kick it around. Lundblad able to get there before Salonen can. Now Van Patten will spin around looking for a man for help, but it's deflected off the boards by Salonen. Still trying to come away with it. Axel Salonen with a look. Just off the top post, but double time hustle as he tried to beat Spinord to the corner for the possession battle, unable to. 2.5 minutes remain, still equal here, live from F&M Bank Arena in Clarksville, Tennessee. Spinord, shot from deep, sails wide out of bounds. It's going to be a Seattle Sockeyes hit in. Mueller with the pass to Korhonen. Jonathan Mueller, his second year in the NAFL. Last season, it was for the Texas Tornado squad, who went 1-9. This year, he joined the Sockeyes, who now are sharing a similar fate as last season to the Texas Tornadoes. Of course, the Texas Tornadoes' one win came in their second half of the season matchup with the Fort Worth Jaguars. Perhaps that's foreboding here for the Seattle Sockeyes as they look to notch their first win in the W column. Fornaheim chipping the ball away there. Chipped over the goal. Dangerous situation there for the Seattle Sockeyes. Arvid Samuels nearly able to chip it in. Less than 2 minutes left. Mula gets it to Mueller. Sinez losing control of the ball. Chipped out of bounds. It's going to be a Fort Worth Jaguars hit in. Arvid Samuels looked like he was in pain as he came off to the bench. Perhaps an unfortunate hit there. Far side, Lundblad. Back to Spinord. The Jaguars with a minute and a half to try and regain the lead here against the Seattle Sockeyes. Spinord down to Heikkilä. Looking across, deflected by Klazuski. It'll go into the hands of Ben Kitty. Kapotaka taking the ball there after trying to signal for Bjerkefeld, but Heikkilä closing off that passing lane. Klazuski far side to Bjerkefeld. Kapotaka far side. Stoltz looking to come around in the center lane, but he's stopped up by Van Patten and Lundblad. Now Kapotaka. 50 seconds left on the clock. Slowly backing off. He loves to do this and then look for the deep pass as he draws the defense in. He's not going to be able to find it here. He'll take it himself. Cross court to Klazuski. Back over to Tim Stoltz. A heavy push there from Lundblad. No call. Rupa Heikkilä driving down. His shot saved by Ben Kitty. Going to the back of the net. Less than 30 seconds left on the clock in the first period. Shot by Spinord. Saved by Salonen. Goes to Tim Stoltz there. Looking for Taka in the crease, but instead it sails to Hampus Bedin. Far side, Lundblad. 10 seconds on the clock. Alexander Janols trying to get the angle around Taka. He'll go to Spinord. Cross court deflected by Stoltz. The shot attempt by Lundblad. Saved by Bjerkefeld. The ball had been chipped in after the buzzer there. Your score at the end of the first period here, it's Seattle Sockeyes 2, Fort Worth Jaguars 2. And what has been a tough first period so far. You can see Alexander Spinord and Kapotaka still down on the court, catching their breath after that hard period of play. Floorball fans, you're not going to want to miss the second period of action here between Seattle and Fort Worth. We'll be back with that in just over 10 minutes. And of course, stay tuned during the intermission as we bring you another exclusive NAFL player interview. NFL, we've just gotten done with the first period of action here between the Seattle Sockeyes and the Fort Worth Jaguars. I'm joined here by number 5, the machine, Axel Solomon. Axel, how are you feeling after that first period?
I feel great. Good sleep last night, and we had we took a couple of tupla cookies in there. It's most normal Finnish drink, and with couple we drink a couple of those, and now we feel better than ever. And that's why we had this great energy and everything on the field in the first period.
A phenomenal pre-game routine there.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to be the biggest shift that you saw from Fort Worth since the last time you played them? It's going to play into how you are coming out on the court in the second period.
I don't think there is a lot of differences, but Fort Worth looks very tired. Now we have to keep our energy and score a couple of goals, and that we get a bigger lead, and then we can keep it to the end.
And what would you say about your team's energy coming into today, their culture, the chemistry? What's the mindset of the team as they come into this match? Is it still all smiles, or is
Yeah. We trust our process. We don't let this go. We want to win every game. It doesn't matter if we lose 9 games in a row and we win the last one. We want to win every time when we play. And I just want to win today. I don't want anything else more than that.
Best of luck doing just that, Axel. Thank you so much for joining us, Machine.
Thank you.
Floorball fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in just under 10 minutes with the second period of play between the Sockeyes and the Jaguars. Well, welcome back, Floorball fans, as we get set to head back down to the court for an exciting second period between the Sockeyes and the Jaguars. First, we'd like to remind you about our sponsors. First of all, Kempa, the official clothing partner of the NAFL for the 2024 season. If you like what our referees are wearing, then you like Kempa. And in addition to Kempa, the NAFL is also proud to announce its official floorball partnership for the 2024 season with Fat Bike. Bringing you the latest in floorball technology in beautiful Swiss media yellow. Every floorball you see on an NAFL court today is Fat Bike. And a reminder, floorball fans, if you're curious about the statistics to this or any other NAFL matchup, past, present, or future, you can always go online to sportninja.com or download the Sport Ninja app from the App Store to view them. And with that, we're getting set to head back down to the court for the face-off to begin the second period. It's going to be Stoltz on Janols. It's been a great matchup so far. Seattle showing a lot of heart and a lot of prowess here on the court against the Jaguars, who have been coming off of a hot streak, especially after their upset victory yesterday against the Texas 39ers. That pass sailing wide around Van Patten. It'll go to Heikkilä. It'll come across back to Janols at half court. Far side, Spinoor. They'll look across to Lundblad. Back out, Janols to Spinoor. They'll go across, Lundblad. Shot saved by Ben Kitty. Taka gets the rebound to Kluszewski. 3-on-2. Salonen far side. Shot just wide left. Going to the close boards. Stoltz able to get it out to Salonen, looking for Kluszewski, but he's in too much traffic. Now Rupa Heikkilä driving down for the Jaguars. He'll spin around, look for a man to pass to. He'll send it to Leander Stussy as a new line comes out here for the Fort Worth Jaguars. Zernestam at the point. He'll come to Borgland. Down to Fortenheim. Zernestam to Borgland. Zernestam taking his time here, looking for a man to pass to. Off the boards, Fortenheim across. He finds Arvid Semmels. A quick goal to start off the second period for the Fort Worth Jaguars. Janols on Korhonen here for the faceoff. Ball sailing all the way back to Ben Kitty. We go far side to Jonathan Mueller. We spoke during the intermission with number 5, the machine, Axel Salonen of the Seattle Sockeyes squad. He told us that as he looks at this Fort Worth team on the court this morning, he sees that they're tired. He says they've got to use that to their advantage. Heikkilä losing control of the ball there. Chipped away by Ben Kitty. He'll get it to Tuomas Korhonen. Out to Mueller. He's got Mueller far side. Axel Salonen also told us the key for the Seattle team is that they haven't lost heart. He said they could lose 9 games straight and win the last one, and that'd be more than enough. He said the key is every game they come in with the mindset that they want nothing more than winning it that day. They don't care about the past, only about the present. We've seen that in the way they've played today with the heart they've shown in that first period against a high-octane Fort Worth Jaguars squad who has high playoff hopes. Ball chipped up. Sinez gets it to the boards where Patrick Muller waiting. They'll lose control. The ball rolling all the way to Hampus Badin. Now far side, Spinoor with some space for the Jaguars. Sweep shot from deep, saved by Ben Kitty. Kapotaka able to hit it away. It'll come down Muller to Mueller, back to Muller. Far side, Taka with room. We'll go looking for Kluszewski. Down to Salonen. Shot attempt deflected there off the body of Hampus Badin. That ball chipped across the crease. It'll find Arvid Semmels, number 16 of the Jaguars squad. Heikkilä trying to send it down the boards, unable to. It goes off the legs of Bjerkefeld. Kapotaka goes far side. Kluszewski to Salonen. Back out to Kapotaka. Cross court to Bjerkefeld. Off the backboards, Stoltz facing a push there from Samuels as they both battle for possession. Samuels able to get it to Heikkila. Stoltz having to run and grab his stick. And Schernestam takes the ball now for the Fort Worth offense. He'll go to Lander Stussy. Borgland back to Stussy. Down to Schernestam. Salonen the up man here. Off the boards, Forneheim on the close wing. Across to Samuels. Unable to make that shot connection a second time. It went off the foot of Bjerkefeld. Salonen driving down. Thomas Anderson blowing the whistle. It's going to be a Seattle Sockeyes free hit around half court. Taka and Bjerkefeld. Far side, Kluszewski. Trying to get it to Salonen, and he's able to. A beautiful play once again. In the second period, it's Seattle Sockeyes 3, Fort Worth Jaguars 3. Spinoord, far side, Van Patten, shot sails wide right off the boards. It'll go to Rupa Heikkila. Lundblad losing control there on the ball. Far side, Spinoord. Looking for Janols inside the box, but he lost enough control. He wasn't able to get it past Ben Giddy. Janols still moving behind the Seattle goal. Van Patten shot goes off the body there of Mueller. Lundblad goes far side to Van Patten. Looking to get the angle around Pierce. Go off the boards to Janols. Janols goes to Lundblad. Far side, Spinoord. Powerful shot, but it's on the outside of the net. Ben Giddy able to fall on it. He'll pass to his coach, Thomas Kortman. Just over 5 minutes have passed so far in the second period. It's still equalized here. Now the pass by Tonka deep. Tim Stoltz shot attempt sailing just wide. Hampus Bedin able to get there. Schernestam. Close side. He'll pass to Lander Stussy. He'll come back across Schernestam. Shot deflected there off the body of Otto Bjerkefeld. Lander Stussy here on the hit and in Seattle territory for the Jaguars. He'll pass to Forneheim. Schernestam to Stussy. Back to Schernestam. Schernestam, the pass deep to Samuels, but it sails wide. Taka gets it. Kluszewski to Salonen. Salonen driving down there, but the ball will go into the hands of Hampus Bedin. Substitutions coming in here for both squads. Our side, Eric Anderson, the pass now to Nick Van Patten, taking the court for the first time this season for the Fort Worth Jaguars squad. Van Patten played last season with the Fresno Force. Goes with the pass to Isaac Angersteig. Angersteig far side to Van Patten. far side. It's Spinor. Goes with the pass to Lundblad. On the close side, Korhonen, Kuzuski. Put it back in the case. It's still more resolved to see the pass. Putting it in the case compares to no, don't do that one. That one, for whatever reason, is so quiet. Check. Lundblad far side, goes to Spinor. On the wing, it's Rupa Heikkila. Shot attempt from deep, goes off the backboards. It'll go to Arnold Bjerkefeld. But now on the steal, Janols coming away with it. That ball sent out of bounds. It's going to be a hit in here for the Sockeyes. Mueller there with the pass to Korhonen. Mueller gets it around Fortenheim. Thomas Korhonen. He'll send it around to Pierce. Chernistam with some shoulder contact, forcing the ball out of bounds. It's going to be a push call here, and that's actually going to be a free hit here for the Seattle Sockeyes. Mueller's shot attempt just saved by Hampus Bedin. Now Leander Stussy coming around. He'll pass far side. Philip Borglund looking back across. Arvid Fortenheim on the chip, sending the ball wide out of bounds. It's going to be a hit in for the Seattle Sockeyes. Just over 10 minutes remaining in the second period. And it's still a tie ball game here. Certainly not an outcome that the Fort Worth Jaguars were expecting. The Seattle Sockeyes still hungry for that win. With the win today, they would put their first in the W column and advance to 1-6. If the Jaguars come away with a win, they'll continue putting themselves steadily within playoff position and keep themselves in the race for the Troy Cup and advance to 4-3 on the season. Fortenheim, pass to Borglund, sailing wide. He's unable to get a shot opportunity there. Kapotaka to Kluszewski. Back to Taka. Taka pausing now. To go off the board, Salonen against Chernistam. It's going to be a hit in here. Referee Vince Vasso saying he got the call confused. Seattle ball. But now they'll say Andres Kluszewski didn't wait for the whistle. A comedy of errors here on the far side as Seattle gets ready to take possession. Ryan Folek able to chip the ball away there. Bjerkefeld far side recovering for the Seattle Sockeyes. Less than 10 minutes remain in the second period. We're officially in the second half of the match. Kapotaka. Facing pressure there from Folek. He'll chip the ball over to Bjerkefeld. Far side, Andres Kluszewski. Looking across in the crease. Tim Stoltz unable to get the shot attempt off, but Salonen still trying to recover. He'll be boxed out by Leander Stussy, but he'll lose control in center court. Kluszewski goes to Bjerkefeld. Driving far wing, looking for a man. Samuels spying that passing lane to Salonen. Bjerkefeld now battling against him on the boards, but Salonen left open. Shot saved by Hampus Bedin. Philip Borglund gets the ball out to Leander Stussy. The pass far side to Ryan Folek, facing heavy pressure there from Evan Pierce. Eric Anderson now in front of the crease. He'll come down to Nick Van Patten. Off the boards, Dan Jaretta now. His shot attempt saved by Ben Kitty. Toretta, another player, getting his first shift for the Fort Worth Jaguars this season. 8.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Mueller in the center to Pierce. Far side, Muller. Looking across to Sinez, but just a little bit too tight of an angle. He was unable to get a shot opportunity from it. Ball sent down the line. Tuomas Korhonen gets the angle around Toretta. Powerful ball goes off the leg of Isaac Angersteig. It'll be a Sockeyes hit in. Changes coming out here for both squads. Tim Stoltz, number 11 now, in the close corner. Salonen, pass deflected off the foot there of Lundblad. Spinoord able to get there for the Jaguars. Spinoord, ball deep to Janols, saved by Ben Kitty. A close call there for the Sockeyes. Shot attempt by Spinoord, sailing wide. He's not happy about that one. It's going to be a Seattle ball. As again, they keep their hopes of a win today alive against the Jaguars squad. Kapotaka taking pause. Coming back towards center, working with Kluszewski, far side. Andrzej Kluszewski to Axel Salonen. Back behind himself, Kluszewski facing pressure against Spinoord on the boards. Axel Salonen and Andrzej Kluszewski set here on the hit for the Seattle Sockeyes. 7.5 minutes remaining in the second. That ball deflected off the body of Van Patten. Cross court comes to Lundblad. We go back out to Spinoord, far side. Spinoord and Janols are two players to watch here for the Jaguars. They are heavy hitters, able to put away powerful slap shots from half court. And they love it on the wings, and Spinoord takes it there from center lane. A powerful slap shot puts the Fort Worth Jaguars back in the lead. What a back and Number 51, Rupa. Your score at the end of the second period is Seattle Sockeyes 3, Fort Worth Jaguars 5. Floorball fans, what an intense matchup it's been in the second period. You're not going to want to miss the third period of action here between Seattle and Fort Worth. We'll be back in just over 10 minutes with that. And of course, stay tuned during the intermission to bring you another exclusive NAFL player interview.
Oh, that's
Nope, yeah, nope.
I thought that was the intermission button.
Now remember, you have to go to graphics, intermission, and then you go to studio mode.
It's probably what I hit the first time.
No, you hit
Maybe. I don't know what I hit.
So now you go to interview, and you'll wait till you see the thumbs up and transition. It's the button you'll press.
Yep.
And afterwards, then you'll press transition again.
I must have hit it on the screen deck and I didn't know.
Gotcha, yeah.
So I think the intermission was there last time. I don't know. Must have thought that was the intermission.
Well, Floorball fans of the NFL, we just got done with the second period of play between the Sockeyes and as I told you, like goalkeeper, and this would be, how are you feeling after the second?
Good actually. We came out a little slow, but we won by 3-1.
From your position by the goal, what are you seeing from this male offense? What are the weak points? What are the strong points?
The strong points is that they're trying to keep like put it in the middle and try to shoot off. So it goes down. We can just take the passes with everyone. Counter doesn't.
So what do you think your team spirit is going to be heading into this third period? Is your team tired? Are they excited, energized? What's the feeling in the locker room?
I think both of the team are quite tired now, but we just gotta keep our heads high and communicate and try to score some goals.
Well, welcome back, Floorball fans, as we get set to head back down to the court for a great third period of play between the Sockeyes and the Jaguars. First, we'd like to remind you about our sponsors. First of all, Kempa, the official clothing partner of the NAFL for the 2024 season. If you like what our referees are wearing, then you like Kempa. And of course, every floorball you see on an NAFL court this season is Fat Pipe, bringing you the latest floorball technology in beautiful Swiss media yellow. It's Fat Pipe. Now, as we get ready for this third period, it's going to be an interesting match to watch. Seattle is going to have to battle through depth issues, a lack of stamina, a loss of energy with their team, but they've overall brought a lot of momentum into the game so far today. The Jaguars, within literally the last second of the second period, was able to extend their lead to 2 goals for the first time, creating a little bit taller of a hill to climb here for the Seattle Sockeyes. But if there's ever a team that had the determination to make it happen here, it would be Seattle. A beautiful save there by Hampus Bedin against Tim Stoltz. It's going to be a hit here for the Fort Worth Jaguars. We spoke to goalkeeper number 95, Hampus Bedin, during the intermission. He said Seattle has done a great job all match at creating looks down the center. He said that's going to be the most dangerous thing for him that his team needs to watch out for, is blocking the passing from the wing so it can't get to that center lane look. Vornheim pushed back into his own territory. That'll draw a free hit. Referee Thomas Anderson talking there with number 10 and coach of the Sockeye squad, Tuomas Korhonen. Close side, it's Mueller. He'll go to Mulla. Mulla able to get the angle around Stussy. The ball to Sinez, but he's unable to field it. Now it's Arvid Samuels on the 3-on-2. His shot wide left. Looks like it got chipped away there. But Fort Worth still with possession. Far side, Chernestam to Vornheim. Leander Stussy now. The pass to Borglund. Mueller starting to press up a bit closer there on Borglund. Far side, Vornheim. Chernestam goes over to Samuels, losing control. Korhonen and sending it back down towards the boards, but Jaguars going to be able to hold on to it. Stussy, far side to Chernestam. He'll lose some control there on the attempted backhand pass. Still able to get it to Philip Borglund. Chernestam, far side, Arvid Samuels. Going across the middle, it's deflected there off the body of Patrick Mulla. Chernestam breaking away with it. Arvid Samuels taking it to the boards there. Advantage play granted to Fort Worth. Arvid Vornheim behind the goal. Mueller trying to get the angle there, but Borglund there for support for Fort Worth. Is they're going to keep the drive alive until that foul call. It's going to be a free hit now for the Seattle Sockeyes. Campo Taka, team captain of the squad, set to take it as his team comes back out, of course, in their beautiful navy blue alternate uniforms. Van Patten losing side of the ball. It went off his own foot. Klaszewski able to get there first. Stoltz to Taka. Campo Taka backing off a bit here. He'll go off the boards to Andreas Klaszewski. Shot wide right off the boards. Salonen on Spinoord on the far wing. He'll get it out to Lundblad, down to Van Patten. Campo Taka going to try the press, but it'll get back out to Spinoord, far side, and Tim Stoltz going to stay at half court. Spinoord to Lundblad, back to Spinoord. Taking his pause, he'll go back down to Lundblad. Van Patten, close wing, shot wide left, off the backboards. Bjerkefeld sends it into open waters. Jennels able to come away with it. He'll get it to Spinoord, far side. Rupa Heikkila shot saved by Ben Kitty, but bounced out of bounds off of him. It's going to be a Fort Worth Jaguars hit in. Both of these teams tired, as Axel Salonen and Hampus Bedin both said about their squads. And our last day of play in the second week of the 2024 NAFL season, that's certainly going to be a major contributing factor here in the third period for both squads, and likely a cause of longer backcourt passing possessions, not just being defensive with the ball, but also trying to preserve the stamina of the lines you have out. The Jaguars, of course, played a primetime game yesterday, now coming into the morning matchup today, giving them even less time to prepare than Seattle. Spinoord, shot from deep, deflected wide right. Jannels now looking across the lane. It's deflected off the foot of Andreas Klaszewski. Evan Pierce losing control of the ball, having to chip it up in the air. It'll get to Jannels. across to Rupa Heikkilä. Saved by Ben Kitty. Great adjustment when he saw that pass being made to Heikkilä. Taka nearly going to the ground. Van Batten will go to the court as they tried to break that rebound ball out of the crease. 16 minutes remaining in the third period. Still scoreless here in the third. Mueller on the close wing. In center, he'll find Pierce facing a double team. Still able to come away with it. He'll get the angle around Arvid Samuels. The pass to Sinez. Looking to Mola. Back to the boards to Sinez. He's able to break it away. Looking to Pierce inside the crease. Unable to get the shot off. Lander Stussy. Able to get around Mueller. Muller trying to catch him. Fortenheim close wing. A spin around. The pass behind himself. Schernestam will find Samuels at the point. Arvid Samuels down to Lander Stussy. Cross court, he was looking for Philip Borglund, shipped away there by Muller. Pierce looking to Sinez. Schernestam sends it to the corner. He'll end the Seattle offensive. Far side, Arvid Fortenheim. Driving in close. He'll pass back out to Schernestam. Back to Fortenheim. Shot deflected off the body there of number 10, Tuomas Korhonen. Lander Stussy. Back to Schernestam. Fort Worth keeping the pressure on. Fortenheim was looking for Samuels to fade across the crease, but the steal there, Axel Salonen coming away with it in Fort Worth territory. He'll get it behind himself, send it into open water. Samuels far side to Fortenheim as Fort Worth now on the recovery. New players coming out onto the court here for the Fort Worth Jaguars. Nick Van Patten facing the double team, trying to get it to Schernestam. They'll find Isaac Angersteig, close wing. Able to get some speed around Kapotaka. The pass intended for Dan Toretta, stolen by Bjerkefeld, chipped up in the air. Bjerkefeld unable to come away with it. It's now Kluszewski on full at close wing. Facing the double team with Angersteig, he gets it to Axel Salonen. Eric Anderson able to come away with it. His shot on the outside of the goal. Axel Salonen looks like he took a hard hit there. Eric Anderson, number 44, the Jaguars coming over to comfort him. Salonen still on his feet. The machine, certainly a tank. And Kapotaka telling his man Salonen to head back down on the court. He'll pass with Kluszewski here on the free hit. Van Patten in Heikkilä, laying up a bit, but that'll leave open a cross-court pass. Bjerkefeld trying to find Stoltz in the crease. Instead, it goes in the hands of Hampus Bedin. Time winding down in the third period. Seattle only 2 goals away from a comeback opportunity. Of course, floorball is a fast-paced, high-energy sport where absolutely anything can happen. Certainly not wise to count the Seattle Sockeyes out just yet. Ball sailing out of bounds. It's going to be a Sockeyes hit in. Bjerkefeld behind the back, between the legs to Taka. Andreas Kluszewski will pass behind himself off of the pressure release from Heikkilä. Arnold Bjerkefeld goes across, he'll find Stoltz. Back down to Kapotaka, down to Bjerkefeld. Edging closer towards center court. He'll pass far side to Stoltz. Taka now with a little bit of space on the close wing around midcourt. Van Patten backing him off a bit. He'll come to Kluszewski on the wing. Behind himself, Stoltz far side. Bjerkefeld losing control of Lundblad, nearly forcing the steal. In the center, Bjerkefeld able to get the angle on Spinor, but it'll go to his knees. Back on his feet is Lundblad, trying to get some space around Bjerkefeld. Stoltz able to chip the ball up. Chipped out of bounds. It's going to be a Fort Worth Jaguars ball in their own territory. Schernestam. The pass to Lander Stussy at the point. Down deep, Fortenheim to Samuels. He'll send it back down to Lander Stussy. Borglund back to Schernestam. Far side, Stussy. Fort Worth slowing down the pace of the game here. He'll pass to Samuels. Around the goal line, Fortenheim behind the Seattle goal. Samuels, too much power on the chip in. A little bit too much oomph. And now it's going to be a hit in for the Seattle Sockeyes. Mueller and Korhonen taking it in the backcourt here for Seattle. Mueller facing pressure there from Fortenheim. Fortenheim getting closer and closer. But off a chip there, it's going to be a free hit for the Sockeyes. He'll pass to Korhonen. Fortenheim not releasing just yet. He'll pause and go back around three-quarters court. Bjerkefeld's on the court now, so is Capo Taka. Taka, close wing. Pausing as the rest of his squad makes substitutions. It's a rare full line change for the Sockeyes. We normally don't see that this late in the matchup from them. Taka to Salonen. Axel Salonen gets the ball there to Kluszewski in Fort Worth territory. Back to Kluszewski on the wing. Looking across to go behind himself to Arnold Bjerkefeld. In the center to Kluszewski. Ball chipped up. It'll draw a foul. It'll be a free hit. Stoltz and Taka set to take it here for Seattle. Over to Kluszewski on the wing. Chipped away. It'll go to Bjerkefeld. 11 minutes left in the third period. Kluszewski gets it to Bjerkefeld. Fortenheim coming up to meet him at midcourt. Capo Taka. Go in the lane. Stolen there by Leander Stussy. He'll try and get a powerful shot off, but Taka able to stop it. Cernestam down to Borglund. Back to Cernestam, far side. It'll go to Arvid Fortenheim. Taka pursuing him from behind. Samuels, far wing. Down to Cernestam. Philip Borglund. Back to Cernestam. Capo Taka, the up man here for the Seattle defense. He's got Solon and Spine. Borglund down on the close wing, but Fortenheim to Samuels now in Seattle territory. He's looking for a shot just wide left. Goes off the backboards, Andreas Kluszewski. There to recover, but he's facing a 2-on-1. Stussy able to come away with it in Seattle territory, but Bjerkefeld comes away with it as he moved around the crease. Capo Taka backing off slightly here. He's got his coach, Tuomas Korhonen, on the close wing. Less than 10 minutes remaining. We're officially in the second half of the third period. Pass down deep to Salonen. Flies wild. Him on Stussy on the boards. He's got support from Mulla. Trying to send it down the line. Instead, he'll go to the ground. Jenols coming in off the substitution. Not a full line switch here for the Jaguars. Jenols looking for the sweep. Pushed back by Tim Stoltz. He'll get it out to Lindblad. Back to Jenols. Now to Spinor. Lindblad out to Spinor at the point. He'll go far side. Jenols back to Spinor. Seattle playing a more conservative defense here. They know how deadly this Fort Worth offense is. Alexander Jenols showing exactly why there from the wing as the Fort Worth Jaguars extend their lead to 3. Pierce pursuing Schernestam deep in Jaguars territory. Now Borglund coming down the line, close wing. A pass behind himself to Arvid Samuels. 3 minutes left in the match with what has been a tough-fought battle all periods. Seattle especially pushing through a loss of energy here in the third. Shot saved there by Ben Kitty off the Samuels attempt. Samuels comes off the court clutching his ribs again. Might be a persistent injury that we're seeing there from Arvid Samuels. Ball chipped up in the air there by Angersteig. Bjerkefeld using his shoulder. Kliszewski able to break it away. Oh, pass to Bjerkefeld, far side. Tim Stoltz with a lot of speed taking that ball, going behind the Fort Worth Jaguars goal. He's got Salonen on the close wing. Kliszewski for support. We'll get it out to Kliszewski. Salonen, spine, far side. We'll get it out to Salonen. Back to Kliszewski. Looking to Salonen close. He was trying to find Stoltz, but too much spin on the ball, unable to get the pass off. Bjerkefeld gets it to Taka. Down to Stoltz. His shot just wide left, goes off the boards. Schernestam's going to be the first one there to the ball. 2 minutes remaining in the third period. Furnheim gets it to Angersteig. Down the line, Leander Stussy. Down to Philip Borglund. He'll pass cross court to Furnheim. Borglund in motion as Furnheim comes to the center lane. He'll be backed off into his own territory in the center. Angersteig losing some control there. Advantage granted to the Jaguars off the Bjerkefeld chip. Sockeyes able to come away with it. Looking across, Tim Stoltz unable to get the shot off, but it's going to be a penalty shot call. A minute 31 remaining in the third period as that penalty shot called for by referee Thomas Anderson. Both teams clearing the court now as they get ready for it. Heading out to take it, it's going to be number 77, Andreas Kliszewski of the Seattle Sockeyes squad. Meanwhile, Hampus Bedin getting set in the corner, ready to face off. Kliszewski inbounding here, taking it with some speed. Center lane, trying to find the opportunity, chopping it up in the area, and it's saved by Hampus Bedin. Bedin keeping the Jaguars' 4-goal lead alive. A minute 31 remaining in the third. Your score still Seattle 4, Fort Worth 8. Andreas Kliszewski went straight down the middle, no side to side except for a few feet of chipping area in front of him. He wasn't able to get the lift he wanted off that shot, and as Bedin had spread out and taken out the entirety of the lower half of the goal, he was coming away with an easy save there. Now in goal, it's Ryland Rasmussen, the Texan from NTFA, on the court now for the Jaguars. Mulla to Salonen. That ball chipped away there, losing control, but Kapotaka. There is the out route at the point. He'll go to Salonen, close wing, the spin around to create some space. Shot from deep, sails wide left. Taka, smooth moves to break off Nick Van Patten. He'll go to Tim Stoltz. Over to Axel Salonen. Chip there off the body of Ryan Folick. Angersteig unable to drive with it. It'll go to Andreas Kliszewski. Far side, Arnold Bjerkefeld. The pass to Taka. Chip there by Dan Toretta. It'll get back out to Taka. 50 seconds remaining. He'll go to Kapotaka. Trying to create some space. 40 seconds left. Mulla unable to get the slap shot attempt off. It'll go to Stoltz in the corner. Stoltz shot saved by Ryland Rasmussen. Far side, Taka losing some control of that ball. Chipped out of bounds by Isaac Angersteig. 25 seconds left on the clock. Hit in here by Taka and Stoltz. Stoltz, sweeper from deep. Deflected off the body of Dan Toretta. Axel Salonen set to take the hit in the close corner. Mulla looking to Kliszewski inside the crease. Salonen coming around for the sweep himself. Deflected and sent wide left. Stoltz shot saved by Ryland Rasmussen. He'll go to Nick Van Patten. Sends it down deep to Dan Toretta. Can he get it off against the empty net? Bjerkefeld with last-second defense Taka saving another empty net shot by Toretta. With that, your final score here live from F&M Bank Arena in Clarksville, Tennessee. It's Seattle Sockeyes 4, Fort Worth Jaguars 8. And what was a tough battle between these two teams. The Sockeyes still hungry for their first victory. The Jaguars putting themselves squarely in playoff contention as they now advance to a winning record 4-3. Floorball fans, thank you so much for joining us for this matchup. Don't worry, we're going to have 2 more exciting floorball games coming to you from Clarksville, Tennessee. Join us at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time for the matchup between the Texas 39ers and Fresno Force. And at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time between the Minnesota Growlers and the Ohio Aviators. And of course, stay on the stream as we bring you an exclusive NAFL post-game interview. Floorball fans of the NAFL, we've just gotten done with a great matchup between the Seattle Sockeyes and the Fort Worth Jaguars. I'm joined here by number 72, Tobias Scherderstaff. How are you feeling after that match?
Great. It was nice to win. It's great when I'm here.
What do you think was the reason for, as you say, not playing at your best today? Do you think it's just tiredness? Is it something with strategy?
It might have been that we had a late game yesterday. Much rest. Maybe my little bit thought it was going to be a little easier.
Now, obviously, your team has been on a hot streak these last few games. You're heading into the back quarter of the season. What do you think is your biggest message for these next few games you're going to face?
We just need to play as a team, play together, work for each other. I think we
finals.
Well, best of luck players for the rest of the season. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Floorball fans, thank you for joining us. Don't worry, we've got 2 more games of action. We hope you'll join us at 1 p.m. for the Texas 39ers versus the Fresno Force, and at 4 p.m. for the Minnesota Growlers versus the Ohio Aviators. Until then, I've been your host, Tanner David.